Good evening and welcome to the St. Louis Arts Awards. Our host this evening is a proud Arts and Education Council board member, actor, dancer, and the 2018 Art Educator of the Year. Please welcome to the stage our host for the evening, Keith Tyrone Williams.
Good evening, everyone. You're looking fabulous this evening at the Chase Park Plaza. Good evening. It is wonderful to join you all in honoring some very special people and organizations at this year's Arts and Education Council's St. Louis Arts Awards. We are so glad that you are here to celebrate with us what makes the arts in St. Louis great. Look at this fabulous crowd. We have an exciting and inspiring night ahead for you. To begin, please join me in welcoming the 2022 St. Louis Arts Awards co-chairs and my fellow Arts and Education Council board members, Margaret McDonald and Dr. Jeffrey Carter. Dr. Carter is an anesthesiologist committed to patient safety and also serves on the Missouri Board of Healing Arts, Missouri's Medical Licensing and Regulatory Board, and also is chair-elect of the Federation of State Medical Boards. Margaret McDonald is part of the leadership team of HOK's St. Louis studio as senior principal. She is a passionate supporter of the arts, serving on many boards in addition to the Arts and Education Council.
Thank you, Keith. Thank you all for joining us tonight at the 31st Annual St. Louis Arts Awards. We're so glad you're here.
Margaret, it's been fun co-chairing with you, and it's going to be an exciting and fun-filled night.
Definitely.
Just as in the past, the Arts and Education Council will honor individuals and organizations that elevated the arts in our region. The arts are critical to our community. The arts help us find connection, peace, healing, or just a bit of joy in a difficult time. The honorees truly demonstrate the power of a vibrant arts community.
Absolutely. I'm grateful to live in a community with individuals and organizations that contribute to the breadth, depth, and diversity of the arts. And it's even more impressive that our community has so many incredible individuals and organizations like the ones we're celebrating tonight. Tonight's honorees each have inspiring stories. They join an outstanding list of luminaries who have received just such awards, and you can find them all noted in your program.
Tonight wouldn't be possible without the generous people and companies that support the St. Louis Arts Awards.
It all begins with tonight's presenting sponsor. We are honored that the Centene Charitable Foundation has returned for a 5th year as presenting sponsor. Thank you. And our principal sponsors for the evening are Edward Jones and Emerson, both corporations that have been outstanding partners to the Arts and Education Council for many years.
Art Educator of the Year award sponsor for Rosalind Denise Rogers is Bayer. The Excellence in the Arts Award for Anita Jackson is sponsored by Nancy and Ken Kransberg. And PNC is sponsoring the Arts Innovator Award in support of Painted Black STL.
And the gifts, courtesy of Ameren, are sure to keep your devices powered up for all your Zoom calls or virtual arts classes.
And thank you to U.S. Bank for sponsoring the cocktail hour, and Belden Technologies and Belden Technologies for supporting the St. Louis Arts Awards as principal benefactor.
And last but not least, the incredible team that has been responsible for the sights and sounds of these fabulous events for 2 decades. Our production sponsor is Switch.
Please join us in thanking these generous sponsors who are making tonight's fantastic event possible.
Woo!
Now it is our pleasure to introduce a couple of more individuals who share our love for the arts. Please join me in welcoming our co-hosts for the evening, Anita Hansen and Anthony Omoshule. Anita is a past board chair, and Anthony is a board member of A&E's Young Friends of the Arts organization.
The two of them represent the next generation of arts advocates, supporters, and leaders who are so important to the future of our St. Louis arts community. And here is Anita and Anthony.
Hello, I'm Anita Hansen, and I've loved the arts ever since I was a little girl and my family moved from Texas to St. Louis. My mom made sure my sister and I could attend arts activities and performances all around town. The arts brought us countless hours of fun and joy and helped us feel connected to our new home. That's why I joined the Arts and Education Council's Young Friends of the Arts and even served as the YFA board president last year. My passion for the arts drives me to ensure that people across our community have access to the same arts experiences that had such a profound impact on my life.
Hello, I am Anthony Omoshule. I am passionate about the arts because of their impact on health and wellness in my community. In my decade-long career in healthcare, I have seen firsthand how involvement in the arts is linked to better health outcomes while also supporting the well-being of stakeholders, including caregivers and providers. I also feel that the arts should be enjoyed by everyone. As a Young Friends of the Arts board member, I collaborated with A&E staff and board members on inclusivity, diversity, equity, and accessibility idea blueprint that was created last year. I am proud to have played a role in creating a framework that supports a community where all people can see themselves in arts.
And now, please welcome to the stage Arts and Education Council Board Chair Terry Good.
Good evening. Thank you all for being here tonight. While Margaret and Jeffrey noted some of the sponsors of this evening's celebration, I'd like to take a moment to recognize a few more. A few more generous sponsors who have helped make this evening possible. Our major benefactors are Brian Cave Leighton Paisner, LLP. Mike and Mary Harris family. HOK. Mr. and Mrs. Christopher N. Lewis. Christy and John Nickel. Ann Scheuer and Webster University. And the Regional Arts Commission hosted our honoree luncheon last Friday. You can find a complete list of sponsors, patrons, hosts, tributes, and contributions in your program. In the midst of tonight's celebration, it's fitting and our tradition to remember and honor some fine people that we have lost over the past year. miss their contributions to the arts here in St. Louis, in the St. Louis area. Thank you again for joining us tonight. If you like what you see tonight, we'd be honored if you'd make a gift to the Arts and Education Council to keep art happening across our bi-state region. If you open your program to the first page, there is a QR code you can scan that will take you right to our donation page. And now it is my great pleasure to introduce the President and CEO of the Arts and Education Council, Cynthia Prost.
Thank you, Terry, and thank you one and all for joining us tonight. Hello, it's good to be with everyone tonight as we shine the spotlight on people and organizations and their accomplishments. At the Arts and Education Council, we strive to be an organization where everyone can see themselves. That's why we support and serve artists, teachers, organizations, creatives, cultural enthusiasts, and the community by providing resources for them to thrive and grow. We work to leverage and grow artistic and creative assets and resources and make them accessible. Gifts from thousands of individuals, companies, and foundations during our campaign create a groundswell of arts experiences that connect people throughout our region. Our innovative collaborations are receiving national recognition. Americans for the Arts awarded the Arts and Education Council the David Rockefeller Partnership Award at their annual Arts and Business Awards. I'm excited to share that we are adding another exciting strategic collaboration, and I'm pleased to welcome our Grants and Programs Manager, Jessa-Rae Jenkins, and Community Initiatives Coordinator, Marika Jones at Ameren Corporation, who are here to share some incredible news with you.
Good evening. We are here to announce a special grant opportunity that is designed for and limited in focus to historically underrepresented and underfunded nonprofit organizations that have ethnically diverse leadership at the decision-making level.
Ameren Cares Equity in the Arts is a unique and focused example of a shift in philanthropic giving practices that are designed to proactively and deliberately meet the needs of under-resourced and historically underrepresented nonprofits working in the arts. At Ameren, giving back and investing in our communities is at the core of our mission to power the quality of life for our customers. Philanthropy, volunteerism, and giving back to our communities has long been central to our culture at Ameren and is an important part of realizing our mission. As a company focused on providing safe, reliable, and affordable energy for our customers, investing in nonprofit organizations that are dedicated to positively impacting the communities where our coworkers live and work helps build a stronger and brighter future for all. So launching later this summer, this program, with the subject matter expertise of the Arts and Education Council, aims to discover and support these qualified nonprofit arts and cultural organizations that need a boost.
So watch for more information on eligibility and how to apply in the coming weeks. We thank Ameren for their trust in us to effectively invest these funds for maximum impact. Now please join me in welcoming Keith Williamson, President of the Centene Charitable Foundation.
Thank you, Jessa-Rae. It's an honor to be here tonight on behalf of the Centene Charitable Foundation to welcome you to this exciting in-person event. At Centene, we understand that the arts are vital to the health of every community. We recently lost Michael Neidorff, a great lover of the arts who leaves an incredible legacy. He would appreciate that St. Louis is truly a more inclusive and vibrant region for all of us because of the contributions of tonight's honorees and because of your support of the Arts and Education Council. Now, please enjoy your dinner, and the show will begin shortly.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back our host for the evening, Keith Tyrone Williams.
It's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance neath the cover of maize-covered skies. And all the leaves of the trees are growing to the sound of the breezes that blow. And I'm trying to please to your calling of your heartstrings that beat off and low. And all the night's magic seem to whisper and hush, and all the soft moonlight seems to hide in your blush. Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my loves? Can I just make some more romance with you, my love? Well, we want to share love with you tonight. We can't wait till the morning has come. And I know that the time is just right. And straight into my arms you will run. And when you come, my heart will be waiting to make sure that you're never alone. Right, and then all my dreams will come true, dear. Right, and then I will make you my own. Anytime I touch you, you just tremble inside. And I know how much you want me that you can't hide. Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my love? Can I just make some more romance with you, my love? Mark Burns sing Classic 107.3, Painted Black, STL, Ron Hines, the Black Rep, Rosin Roger, Anita Jackson. Tonight, I can't wait till the morning has come, but I know that the time is just right. And straight into my arms you will run. And when you come, my heart will be waiting to make sure that you're never alone. Right, and then all my dreams will come true, dear. Right, and then I will make you my own. Anytime I touch you, you just tremble inside. How much you want me that you can't hide. Can I just have one more dance with you, my love? Can I just make some more romance with you, my love? Can I just make some more moon dance with you, my love? Can I just have one more romance with you, my love? My love, my love. I just want one more moon dance with you. Yes, I do. Ooh, one more moon dance. Just one more moon dance with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so happy to be with you all tonight. Our first honoree of the evening has been a principal character in St. Louis theater scene for more than 30 years. At the end of 2021, Mark Bernstein retired as the Repertory Theater of St. Louis managing director. Tonight, we're thrilled to honor Mark with a Lifetime Achievement in the Arts Award. Let's watch. Yes. Yes. Let's watch Mark's story.
The show that hooked me on a lifetime of theater going was the original Broadway production of Equus in 1975. I was so captivated with the theatricality of how they made the horses come to life in that production, that just drew me into the theater. I was smart enough to see that my career in the theater did not lie on stage. And so I pivoted, to use a modern phrase, to a role in which I could support the theater and be integral to the operations of the theater without actually performing on stage. When I came in, the Rep had been through a lot of transition. There had been 3 changes of artistic leadership in a period of 6 years. And so the audience, some of the audience had dropped away, but they were waiting to come back. And once Steve became artistic director, and then I came on board later that year as managing director, we were able to rebuild the audience pretty quickly because there were people there who really loved the theater and were just waiting for more stability in the leadership of the theater to start coming back.
It's grown exponentially. At one point, we even were proud enough to say that we had more subscribers than the St. Louis Cardinals.
It's been a great privilege to have run this theater in partnership with Steve Wolf for nearly 33 years. We had a very successful collaboration. We were really well supported by the St. Louis community, and we put some great work on stage during those seasons, which I'm incredibly proud of.
Stephen Wolf and Mark have been an incredible team. You know, they were the Rodgers and Hammerstein of St. Louis professional theater, in my view, and they played to each other's strengths and weaknesses perfectly. And being able to participate in that was a joy.
When I came to the Rep in 1987, we had a budget of $2.8 million. That has grown to over $9 million. Also, one of our really strong accomplishments is that when I came here, we had an endowment of $450,000, which is now an endowment of over $10 million. And that positions the Rep very well for the future. The theater industry is going through a lot of change. We are very fortunate to have an incredibly visionary leader in the person of Hannah Sharif, who joined us as artistic director 2 years ago, and I feel that the theater is being left in very good hands.
I feel so fortunate that when I became artistic director at the Repertory Theater of St. Louis, I had the great fortune of being partnered with Mark Bernstein, who had more than 3 decades of experience, not just as a managing director, but in this city and with this institution. His passion, his commitment, and his understanding of both St. Louis and the Rep was invaluable to my transition. In fact, my ability to lead this company in the way that I'm able to now, I undoubtedly know is because of his partnership and commitment.
Mark, I'm so proud of you. You have done such a wonderful job over your 35 years at the Rep. This is a well-deserved award. Congratulations.
I'd like to thank the Arts and Education Council for recognizing me with this award. 35 years in the theater in St. Louis has been a lifetime of love.
Welcome Lifetime Achievement in the Arts honoree, Mark Bernstein. Here to present the award are Cynthia Prost and Terry Good. Let's give them applause. Take this off. Congratulations to Mark on the Lifetime Achievement in the Arts Award. Our next honoree has made a big difference in just under 2 years. Painted Black STL came to life in the summer of 2020 and continues to empower local Black artists by connecting and collaborating with community organizations. Let's take a look at this profile of Painted Black STL.
In the aftermath of George Floyd, there was obviously peaceful protests happening all throughout the city that we were participating in, and then there was a night of unrest in St. Louis, and I was living above Bella's Frozen Yogurt, and their windows got smashed in. The next morning, I took my dog out for a walk, and I saw kind of the damage to the city, and as I was walking, I was seeing the boards go up on these windows, and I went back inside and logged on to remote work, and was thinking, what do we do? And the thought was that we needed to do something different than had been done before.
By the time the first mural at Bella's came along, in my head, I'm thinking, all right, if we're gonna be saying Black Lives Matter on this thing, it needs to be a Black artist saying this. And I was sure to mention this to Tyson because, you know, if not, how are we actually, you know, being the change that we want to see in our local community? So that's actually why we ended up calling it Painted Black STL. So when we got down there, it was just like, what's the most important thing that I want to convey? Like, Black Lives Matter, sure, and we're in St. Louis, so let's, if we can help it, try to focus that lens on St. Louis itself. So, STLBLM.
Just being out on the street for that first time, really, and having people walk by, there was pretty immediate community support.
We have received a lot more inquiries than Javen, myself, and Tyson, I think, have been able to keep up with, which is a good thing. We all have full-time jobs. I'm a full-time mom of 2, so it's the balance is definitely a challenge. There is no shortage of artists whatsoever. There's no shortage of talent here in the city.
I immediately could tell that they were very sincere. They were adamant about taking care of the artist, about making sure that their voices, that their work was heightened, was showcased, was not altered in any way, shape, or form. They made sure that any business collaborations, that the artist was still going to be respected.
I think there was a lot of equity and diversity and inclusion reckoning going on both nationally and in the organization, and we all felt really passionate about that. We wanted to do something like 15 art installations, so we don't know 15 artists, and we thought this is the perfect opportunity to engage Painted Black and, you know, empower them to recruit some artists that we would commission to then paint something or create something or sculpt something that would represent a moment in Midsummer Night's Dream.
The Kranzberg Arts Foundation has been working towards a mural initiative, and Sophie's, which you see here, for the last 3 years we've been working on these initiatives, and so we very quickly pivoted our conversations towards what Painted Black STL could do to become part of that, and that's the beginning.
The future of Painted Black is in Javen and Charlie's hands, and I think that they are doing a remarkable job, and they're reaching out to other community members to find the people that can help support. So I think that it's important for Painted Black to go forward. I think it's important for Painted Black to go forward with Black leaders.
Ultimately, with the growth of the organization, we want to be able to continue the project that we're doing on larger scales. So to be able to give a platform to more artists to have their work shown, more exposure for them, and to really display, I think, the talent of the city overall.
It's super clear to me now that their Painted Black, or something like it, rather, absolutely has to be here, because we wouldn't have gotten that support if that weren't the case.
Thank you to the Arts and Education Council for the Arts Innovator Award.
Thank you to the Arts and Education Council for awarding Painted Black the Arts Innovator Award.
Thank you so much, Arts and Education Council, for the award, the Arts Innovation Award for Painted Black St. Louis.
Please welcome Javen Solomon and Charlie Tatum of Painted Black STL to accept the award. And here to present the Arts Innovator Award is Sarah Bowman. It's presented by Sarah Bowman, PNC's Client and Community Relations Director of Greater St. Louis. Let's give them a hand. Congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations to Painted Black SCL. And thank you to PNC and Sarah Bowman. Awesome, awesome. Painted Black SCL, y'all. Let's give them a hand. Yes. Good for St. Louis. Our next honoree is truly an inspiring one. I know how excited I was to be recognized in this category in 2018. Rosalind Denise Rogers has revitalized the orchestra program at Lincoln Middle School in East St. Louis, my hometown. East St., yes? That's right. That's right, East St. Let's take a look at Rosalind Denise's story.
While I wasn't raised in East St. Louis, my dad was born and raised here, and it was about age 5 that we moved from here to Kansas City. And so he was very supportive in my music journey growing up. And when I told him that I was thinking of taking the job here, he was very excited. And he began to tell me the stories about how the music program was, the teachers that they grew up under.
There's a rich history of good fine arts program here in East St. Louis. It was a good source of pride for the school district and the entire community.
Music teachers are just as hard to find as math teachers. And then when you especially find a gem like Mrs. Rogers, a wonderful and good music teacher to sustain your program.
The first day when I arrived and walked into what was called the music room, and there were desks, with tables and a computer desk with computers, and there were no instruments in the room. And I remember a young man walking up to the desk, and he had a pair of scissors and 2 screws in his hand, and he said, "Ms. Rogers, I unlocked the piano for you." And it was at that moment, in my opinion, or for me, that I was able to see the heart of the kids, to just not want to just be in a class and be babysat, but they wanted to learn music. I called my dad and I asked him, I said, "Dad, I'm considering selling my high school instrument because it's valued at $1,300 and these instruments are $100. I could get at least, a few instruments for my classroom." And once my dad, blessed the idea, that's what happened.
We had to have the person that was gonna come, roll up their sleeves, and work with the kids of East St. Louis. And I think that we know that Ms. Rogers has dedicated herself to music in East St. Louis.
It keeps me busy, because usually if I wouldn't play violin, I don't know what I would have been doing.
I see myself doing music in the future because music helps me express myself through everything. When I'm feeling a little angry, go to music class, get the energy out playing my song, and just doing music.
This is where the shift in I'm going to be the only person playing violin to I want to teach, and show everyone about orchestral music.
The program needs to be built back up to the way it used to be. So we're just elated that we have a superstar like Ms. Rogers.
I believe it was career day, that a couple of students came up to the door as I was standing outside greeting, and she's like, "Ms. Rogers, guess what I am today?" And I'm like, guessing a few things. I don't know, a teacher, a lawyer, a doctor. And her friend just says, "She's a professional violinist." And I'm taken aback at that moment, and of course in tears. When you think of all the things that our students see, and the things that they aspire to be are based off of what they're exposed to. And so you think of that young girl, and she's coming, and she's so excited about even the idea of becoming a violinist, and you say, well, would she have done that last year? Would she have chosen that or thought that she could be that last year? And I'd have to say no, because I wouldn't have met her. If you reach one person, you've done your job. You think you've let one person know that there is something that they can be that they weren't expecting to be. And that's what makes you do it again the next day and the next day. And now here we are 5 years later. I would like to thank the Arts and Education Council for nominating and choosing me for Art Educator of the Year. Thank you.
Please welcome the 2022 Art Educator of the Year, Rosalind Denise Rogers. And here to present her award is Nuka Mitchell, Bayer's head of North American CS Credit and Customer Financing. That's what I'm talking about. Congratulations to Art Educator of the Year, Rosalind Denise Rogers, and thank you to Bayer and Nuka Mitchell. Let's give it for Rosalind Denise Rogers. Our next performance from the Chamber Music Society of St. Louis is in honor of Arts Collaborator Honoree Classic 107.3. While our musicians get ready, let me share a bit of the history behind this piece. People often say that imitation is the highest form of flattery, and this composition proves that to be true. It was originally attributed to Franz Joseph Haydn, but music scholars suspect that it was actually composed by Roman Hofstadter, a German composer and Benedictine monk who admired Haydn. His composition style, inspired by Haydn, along with spare historical documentation, created the confusion. Whoever wrote it is delightful. And I'm pleased to introduce the musicians to perform. Jessica Chang and Kyle Lombard on violin, Susan Gordon on viola, and James Chizevsky on cello. Good. Bravo, bravo. Thank you. Let's have one more round of applause for Jessica Chang, Kyle Lombard, Susan Gordon, and James Chazevsky from the Chamber Music Society of St. Louis. Our next honoree is known as the Voice for the Arts in St. Louis. Classic 107.3 has certainly earned the title of Arts Collaborator. During COVID-19 especially, they provided robust programs in partnership with many local arts organizations, keeping our arts community connected. Let's take a look at their story.
As a proud member of the Radio Arts Foundation Board, I can honestly say that indeed, Collaborator is what the station is all about. While most likely will always be known as the classical music station, Classic 107.3 truly offers so much more. A number of years ago, when we lost our beloved KFUO FM Classic 99, a group of us got together as we were determined to create a radio station to be owned by us, the St. Louis community. Thus, as owners, we're able to initiate the programs that best showcase our entire region. Specifically, we're here to shine the spotlight upon all of the arts, culture, and education throughout our community.
We have a great facility here in St. Louis, here in Clayton. We had some space, and I said, why not keep it simple? Why force them to go out and negotiate a lot of leases and rents when the Centene Foundation and Centene was able to do this and support the station in a meaningful way with a permanent home?
When I was asked in 2020, like if I ever thought about doing a radio show, I was like, yes. And they said, well, what would you call it? And I said, Bach and Beyonce. And that way we can cover all of these different genres of music. When I first started the show, I think the second week of taping my show, the insurrection happened. And I did a show called The Soundtrack of January 6th. I tell the story of how through the music, we went through all of these different emotions. We started with Lovely Day, and then as we go on, it goes to This Is America by Childish Gambino. And then we talk about a prayer for the USA so we can come back together and bounce back from this, because this is not who we are as a country. That show then went ahead and it went on and won a Missouri Broadcast Award for the best opinionated show for 2021. And I was super excited about that because I wasn't even expected to be nominated, let alone win. So very grateful that the station believed in my vision of what I was trying to tell and allowed that show to air. And then not only air, it won an award.
So Classic 107.3 was an amazing partner to all of us music organizations during the pandemic. They actually traveled places. They reached out to the community, they followed us in a community where we played a lot of outdoor concerts and outdoor events when essentially we could not present regular programming on our stage because of COVID restrictions. So really we commend and applaud the extraordinary spirit of the organization in truly being present and anchoring our community in music and finding audiences throughout the St. Louis region.
Tennessee Williams' language is beautiful. It's one of the reasons we honor him. I bet his plays would work really well on the radio. We had really good listenership, and I believe that we gained a new audience that now has come to us live who hadn't before. And I believe a lot of it had to do with our exposure on Classic 107.
What's important about that station is they are the voice for the arts in St. Louis. And you can hear all different perspectives of the arts, not just musical arts, but all kinds of arts. And within music, lots of different types of music. So it's a way for us to get out to the public who may not be able to actually get to concerts.
Music education is a wonderful vehicle for people to really understand themselves and the world around them, and just to appreciate the beauty of music itself. Having these programs available through Classic 107.3 makes it available to anyone at any time. I mean, you can go online, you can listen on the radio. There are no restrictions. It's that's available to everybody at all times. So it is a platform for us. It also, it's a way for us to collaborate with so many different partners. We've worked with many different schools and educators. We've worked with community organizations. Whenever we do a program, it is always, there's always a key person in that cultural community, whether it's India or Africa or Bosnia, that we're able to collaborate with. And it just brings it to life. It makes it authentic and beautiful.
We're so grateful to the Arts and Education Council for this very special recognition. Thank you.
Here to accept the Arts Collaborator Award on behalf of Classic 107.3 is Julie Schuster, Acting General Manager. Congratulations, Classic 107.3. Yes, let's give them a hand. Classic 107.3. Our next honoree is one that is near and dear to my heart. I have choreographed and performed in countless productions. The Black Rep is being recognized with an Excellence in the Arts Award. Founded by Ron Himes while he was a student at Washington University in 1976. Earlier today I said 1776. Ron, he's led the company ever since. Let's take a look at this profile of the Black Rep.
I was sort of a second semester junior at WashU when I took a dare from two of the friends on campus to audition for a play. And I auditioned for the play and had a good time and was pretty good. So I auditioned for the next play that the theater department did, which was Death of a Salesman. And I auditioned, I got called back and called back and called back, and finally the director came out and said, "I'm sorry, I just can't cast you in this play." I had friends who were theater majors. They spent a lot of time complaining about not being cast in plays. And so we decided that to start our own student company on campus. I was sort of the black guy at Theater Project Company, and Stephen McKinley Henderson and John Cothran was sort of the black guys who worked at the Big Rep, right? But I knew so many more people who were interested in doing it, and like myself, had not had the opportunity. So then it became about creating opportunities. It became about filling a void. I decided to commit full-time to developing the Black Rep and put on a production of The Brownsville Raid by Charles Fuller. Probably the second weekend, a couple from the Greeley Community Center came to see the show and told me that they had a space that they thought I could probably use, which was the old Greeley Presbyterian Church, which was on the corner of 23rd and St. Louis Avenue. I stood on the corner and looked at it and said, this will become the Miracle on 23rd Street. And for 10 years, that's what it was.
The Black Rep believes in delivering quality, I say quality theater to our community, focused on African American playwrights, international playwrights, which was missing in our community. I grew up in this community and I had never seen a black play by a black playwright until the Black Rep. They care deeply about education and ensuring that there's a growing group of African American actors coming along in our community.
Just after getting the equity contract, really focused on developing our theater company. And so we moved the theater company into the Grandale to much fanfare and acclaim, another theater in the district besides, the Sheldon, the Powell, the Fox. And we operated successfully for 20 years there. We brought Black people to Grand Center.
Ron seemed like the perfect person to collaborate with. Ron has been doing this work since the mid-70s with a true commitment and has really made a difference in the St. Louis community that has had a national impact. And he is, so knowledgeable and incredibly connected to a whole network of great theater artists across the country. So it was wonderful when we said we want to be part of real change. So what we love about this is that it's a true collaboration. He and the Black Rep have been so supportive of Nebraska Rep, and in turn, we are so supportive of everything that's happening at Black Rep.
Students who come to us, they just graduated from college, they have a degree in theater, they've come from a predominantly white institution, and they have very little experience. They weren't getting cast much. And so, they come to the Black Rep as a professional intern. They get opportunities to perform. They get opportunities to grow.
Ron Himes' vision and leadership is at the heart of what makes St. Louis Black Rep such an incredible organization. He is committed to living his values.
I don't think that you could be a major city without major cultural institutions. And in as much as most of our major cities now are 50% or more people of color, then it's only logical and reasonable that we would have major cultural institutions of color. I think that St. Louis is fortunate to have one that is 45 years old and looking forward to 45 more years. I'd like to say thank you to the Arts and Education Council.
It is my honor to welcome to the stage Cynthia Post and Ron Himes, presenting Ron Himes with the Excellence in the Arts Award for the Black Rep. Congratulations to the Black Rep. Indeed, indeed, very necessary for this city. Anita Jackson's career took her to the stages, yes. Anita Jackson's career took her to the stages and recording studios of New York and back home to St. Louis, where she performs all around town as a vocalist, and she's often seen on the stage at the Black Rep. Let's watch the story of Anita Jackson.
Music was always around me. My grandfather was a big band guy. My mother loved musical theater. My grandmother and all of those guys loved funk and rock and roll. So I've always been surrounded by music. I decided I was gonna just go full-fledged into music and study musical theater, to the complete chagrin of my family, who was like, listen, don't call us for money, don't ask me for anything. So I had to get a job to make, pay the rent. So I started pounding the pavement looking for a place to wait tables. And there's a really famous and infamous lounge there called Sweetwater. So I went to the manager and I said, hey, I'll come back and work a night or two for free just to show you that I'm willing to work. And he said, okay, come back tonight and you can bus tables. And Cissy Houston was singing that night and I did not bus one table. All of the tables were stacked up to here with plates and I'm just standing there looking at her. So at the end of the night, he said, Anita, I don't think you quite have the experience yet to kind of work here, but just keep trying and maybe later. And then it just happened that a friend of mine knew her pianist and she was looking for background singers. And guess what my first gig was with her? at Sweetwaters. After I graduated, I just started hitting the ground auditioning. Then I finally met the writers and the creative team for Annie, the original Annie, and they were doing a sequel that was due to go to Broadway. And so I did their reading. I ended up getting cast in the show. We did a whole West Coast tour and then came back to Broadway. And we were on Broadway for 10 minutes and it ended up leaving Broadway because funding left. And, but I still count the credit, thank you, God. I had my daughter in 1998. I was still singing background. It was just too much as a mom. I was taking her with me to the studio. It was too much. And I needed my mom because my family is here. I actually didn't think I was gonna sing here. I was gonna come home, find a job, put my head down and work. And I actually did do that for the first couple of years, but I ended up going to jazz at the Bistro at the time. St. Louis has a really wonderful but small community. So if you're a musical artist, you're bound to work with most of the people.
Just seeing the depth of her talent and knowing that there's still so much more in her to be unlocked creatively. One, it excites me as her brother and as her friend, but as her collaborator, it excites me even more because now I'm looking at it and I'm going, Anita has still so much more creatively to give, and I can't wait to work with her, alongside of her, to unlock it all.
Anita has the kind of control over her instrument that all singers wish that they could have. The only thing, that surpasses her vocal ability is the sweetness that she brings. She's such a sweet, supportive person, friend.
For someone like that, of that caliber, to come and be in St. Louis, she's positioned uniquely as the preeminent vocalist in town, no matter what the genre is.
I'm just really grateful to be part of the St. Louis music, just part of the St. Louis artistic community at large.
She and I opened up for Layla Hathaway at the Fox. We made our Fox Theater debut. Yes. And I couldn't think of a better person that could happen for and happen to.
Thank you to the Arts and Education Council for this beautiful award. I couldn't be more moved. Thank you.
Yes. Nancy and Ken Kranzberg of the Kranzberg Arts Foundation are here to present Anita Jackson's Excellence in the Arts Award. Congratulations, Anita. Congratulations. And a sincere thank you to Nancy and Ken Kranzberg. Yes. And now for our finale. Yes. Anita Jackson is going to treat us to a performance. And I just know at the end of it, you'll understand why she's being honored with an Excellence in the Arts Award. With her tonight are band members Philip Graves on keyboard, Jordan Brewer on bass, and Demarius Hicks on drums. They'll be playing My City from the musical Mayor and Is by Stevie Wonder.
Oh, yes. My heart's wrapped up in clover. The day that I found you, oh, yeah. I found a dream that I could cling to, a dream that I could call my own, and I found a friend that I could press my cheek to. I thrill that you smile. And darling, the spell was cast. Woo, child, he was fine. And here we are in heaven. For you're mine Hey, here we are in heaven. You are mine at last. Yeah, mine at last. Bless you all. Are you doing all right? We want to say thank you to A&E. God bless you. Thank you for recognizing the arts. Before we leave today, we just want to make sure that anyone you're in love with, anyone you feel love for, make sure you tell them today. Is that all right? Listen, as around the sun, the earth knows she's revolving, and the rosebuds know to bloom in early May. Just as hate knows love's the cure, you can rest your mind assured that I'll be loving you always. As now can't reveal the mystery of tomorrow, but in passing we'll grow older every day. Just as all is born is new, do know what I say is true, that I'll be loving you always. 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 Did y'all know that true love asks for nothing? Her acceptance is the way we pay. Did you know that life has given love a guarantee to last through forever and another day? Just as time knew to move on since the beginning, and the seasons know exactly when to change. Just as kindness knows no shame, know through all your joy and pain that I'll be loving you always. As today I know I'm living, but tomorrow could make me the past. But that I mustn't fear, for I'll know deep in my mind the love of me I left behind, and I'll be loving you always. Hey, hey, always. Hey, always. Always. Did you know you're loved by somebody? Always. I'll be loving you forever. Always. Ooh, ooh, always. Yes, always. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Phil Graves on keyboard.
Thank you, Anita. Thank you, Anita. And thank you to Philip Jordan and to Marius. That was truly excellent. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Yes. And thank you to all of our wonderful honorees this evening. That brings the St. Louis Arts Awards 2022 to a close, but this is not, we coming back. We thank you so much for being here with us this evening and hope you will continue to support the arts in the great region of the St. Louis metropolitan area. We can't wait to see you next year. Please save the date, January 30, 2023 for the St. Louis Arts Awards. Nominations for the 2023 honorees are now open. Scan the QR code on the back of your program to submit your nomination by June the 30th. Thank you again, everyone. Get home, stay safe. Stay safe. And support the arts. Arts are vital to our community. Thank you. Have a great evening.